Hey Rockstars, what's up? Today I'm going to be discussing how I need to change what I do here in this space. So I'm going to be discussing that a little bit and might see some changes, might notice some things that are different, but you'll notice some things that are the same too. So let's go ahead and discuss. Alright, now I want to start out by, as always thanking my huge supporters over on Patreon and on the YouTube members. Both links are down below. They really help make this channel be what it is, that I can be as outspoken as I am, that I can be as independent as I am, to where I can speak my mind and, for the most part, not care about who it hurts. Not that I'm trying to be hurtful. Just that I just try to say it how it is. I don't know any other way to kind of operate. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but really I just wanted to thank all of them. They're a huge boon to this channel, and I couldn't do it without them. Additionally, the other half of that is all of you guys that actually sit through whatever terrible ad YouTube decides to play, or pausing that ad blocker, buying a shirt that has my logo on it, or anything like that. It's hugely just awesome that you guys are willing to do that for this channel. And so I guess really before I get into the nitty gritty of all this, I just want to thank all of you. You sitting right there, you help, and it's awesome, and I appreciate it. Okay, the subject of this video. So in case you aren't aware, right, I have recently been very outspoken about a few different companies and a few different things. And what's great is they're responding back. Now, sometimes it's because they just notice me, which is great. It means they're actually, I don't know how these companies operate where they're making a Kickstarter board game, a big miniature board game, and they don't type into YouTube miniature board game Kickstarters or something like that. Because I guarantee me and a few other channels pop up there as kind of the kind of leaders in that specific area. And so it's weird to me oftentimes that they seem like they don't know who I am, or they don't notice that I'm saying something about them, positive or negative. And maybe more do, and they just don't interact with the community in that way. And I mean, that's whatever. But other times it's been a lot of times negative news, and then some of you guys go and mention it on their Kickstarters and like, hey, do you have an answer to this? Or, hey, just so people know, blah, blah, blah. And then they tend to come back to me. And that's fine. I actually love the fact that they can do that. And I haven't had a hugely negative one yet. I do want to point that out too. There's not a company, I would let you guys know, that was just like rude or anything like that. But recently I have been getting more and more of those contacts, and eventually it led to the word defamation listed. Now, it was listed in we thought about doing this and we're deciding not to, as long as you correct some info and clarify some things. Which, and I don't think it was actually meant in a sort of like blackmail-y kind of way. But seeing the word defamation and realizing kind of what that could mean to me as a person outside of this YouTube realm that you guys know me from, has me just rethinking how I'm handling news. Now, what I want to clarify well, it's not right away. It's 4 minutes into the video. Not quite right away, but I want to just say that nothing I say or do is going to change. I can't operate any other way. I don't work. I just inherently dislike companies. It's just in my nature. I always think that any good move they do is there still to do money, right? Like a company could do the nicest thing in the world and I'm cynical about it. That's just how I am. It's how my brain's wired for whatever reason. I don't inherently like them. I like people. I don't like companies. And so I can't help but call them out on crap or say, hey, I think this looks bad or this is stupid or not. And sometimes if they do something good for us, it's well, good. Now you can get my money. It's like they meet expectations. That's about as high as they can go. No, sometimes they do exceed, but really, I don't like companies. it just by default, unless you prove otherwise. And even then, the moment you do me wrong, you're back on the crap list again. It's very easy to fall off that list, and it's very hard to get on that list. So I can't cover companies and what they do without that kind of cynicism, without just how that operates. Additionally, just, I guess, I don't know if it's the kind of guy I am or what. I don't want to say simple as a negative thing. I'm not trying to self-deprecate here. I don't have much of an ego. I don't, like when I say I just sit here, I just turned a computer on, I'm talking to you guys. Like I know your view of me is perhaps a little different. And that's amazing. But at the end of the day, I have another job outside of this that actually pays for my family to live somewhere and have food and clothing and all that. And my kids have way too big of birthdays. But, so I have another life. And so this is all, I kind of work at capacity. I do 2 videos a week. And I'm trying to give more information on these Kickstarters. So I'm reading up about all these Kickstarters and I'm trying to cover more, even if it's not necessarily my specialty, just so you guys can get kind of a sense of what may have caught my eye or my thought process on something, just in general. So I'm really trying to do better for you guys. I really do try. But at the end of the day, I can only do so much research. So when I clarified, for instance, the Legend of Signum stuff in my last video, by the time I was done filming that, it was like 2 a.m. I spent a good 3-4 hours reading through forum posts and looking up images and trying to figure out if I could figure out who owns what site and going to the about pages and all this kind of wild goose chase stuff that I can't normally do. It's just not possible for me. So I have to find a way to report to you guys what I think, even though it might be wrong, it might be right, it might happen to be right or happen to be wrong, or somewhere in between. At the end of the day, I can't fact check everything. I can just kind of do, I guess, my best. But at the end of the day, I might see something wrong, and that could be bad. Now, from what I've looked at it, as long as I'm not being malicious and trying to be bad or anything like that, I'm in the clear, and I feel that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm just a dude, and a lot of times companies decide that people won't be able to go to court with stuff like this, even though they know they're wrong, and they'll just do a cash settlement. And I don't want to have a target on my back that's easily accessed. And I'm sticking my neck out when I say these bad things about these companies. So I will start having some disclaimers. I will start having some, and it'll be in my style. Don't worry. It's just my opinion, but kind of wording before I then go into my normal tangent. It's high time I do this, I guess, really, as I've progressed in my coverage of the industry, at least my little niche portion of it. I just need to make sure to cover my back a little bit as I say the things that I say. And that's not to say that it's going to eat at me or make me worried about how I say things, because it's not, because that's not the intent. And as far as I am concerned, the intent matters. I'm not out to purposely hurt a company. I'm here to protect you guys. In other words, it's inverse. I don't care about the company, right? I could care less if they do good or bad based off the information. I'm not saying something to sell copies. I'm not saying something to take away backers. I'm saying something so that you guys are more informed about what my opinion is. And that's it. There's no other rhyme or reason to it. There's nothing deeper than that, except my desire to talk about this industry because I obsess, share my opinions because I'm opinionated, and make backers and consumers more well informed. That's always been my goal. Every time I go to put my hard-earned cash towards a Kickstarter, I do my research, and I research, okay, is this their first campaign? How'd their other ones do? Did they have a lot of canceled ones? How was their fulfillment? Are they caught up? Do they have a lot of online presence? Are they on BGG? Are they answering stuff only on their stuff, or are they part of other groups? All this stuff I always do anyway, and I figure, well, if I want to do that, I may as well talk to you guys about it too, and trying to kind of infer some of that without dumping a whole bunch of hours of info on you guys. So anyway, I guess all I'm saying is I'm still going to be me. But I will have some, wording, and it's going to be my wording. So it's not going to be like legalese or anything like that. But don't worry about anything that pops up where it's like a disclaimer, blah, blah, blah. You know, don't trust me. I'm an idiot. It's not going to say that, but it might imply that. Really, you guys know I speak my mind, and I didn't want something to start popping up on the channel that make it seem corporatized or makes it seem like, oh, I'm roped in or anything like that, because that could be further from the truth. If nothing else, this kind of emboldens me to really speak more about this kind of stuff. So anyway, I don't know if this is useful information for you. It's good for me to disseminate it a little bit. So if nothing else, I got a little something out of it. I should have been reviewing Starcadia Quest in this video, but instead I'm having to make this stupid video. So Starcadia Quest is coming. The July Kickstarter video is coming. I just got an email. I'm going to tease a little bit here. I just got an email for a confirmed date for one of the games that I've already covered that will be launching in July. So I'll be sharing that with you guys. I just got a confirmation that I can say the date. A lot of times they'll tell me a date, but it's so vague even on their end that it changes. So I don't even mention it to you guys unless they can say, like, yeah, we're going to launch that. Even then it changes half the time. But that should be a pretty good one. So it's going to be good. I don't normally talk to you guys like this. I obviously didn't have a script. In fact, the only videos I do a script on nowadays are my details videos, where I go into like gameplay details to talk about mechanics of an upcoming game, like the Senkokushin one. I did some on Alien Trespass Odyssey. I did some on Oathsworn, that sort of thing. Or a Kickstarter details video. I'll do it there as well, because I'm just trying to get information very fast. You know, under 10 minutes typically, if I can help it. It's not good for ads, but I don't care about that. I just, like, the whole point of that video is watch this, you know everything you need to know, you can go into it. So I do that, and then I also do some scripts around, like, the upcoming Kickstarters. At least I guess I used to. Nowadays, I've just kind of, even now, just kind of showing off my web browser, talking about them. So, alright, anyway, that's it. That's all I had. I just wanted you guys to be aware of what's coming up, where it's coming from. I didn't want it to seem like some ominous thing. I didn't want it to seem like some behind closed doors thing. I'm never trying to not be transparent with you guys about anything. So, been talking bad about companies. Companies keep contacting me saying, hey, don't talk bad about us. One of them mentioned defamation. I freaked out. End result is I will be more covered and more safe. And that will just embolden me to keep talking like I normally do. So, alright guys, that's all I had for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Seriously, don't get all upset about these companies and, you know, comment on blah, blah, like, these companies, I mean, you can do that. I just want you to really be upset about it. Like you be like, yeah, those companies are dumb. By all means do that. I'll say, yeah, they are. But I don't want you to actually, like, get all up in arms or kind of frustrated or anything like that, because you should have a good day. I'm going to have a good rest of the day. I'm going to go actually paint some miniatures, and then I think tomorrow I might film a review video for you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Thanks so much for watching. Seriously, thanks for putting up with my rambling today. This really has helped me kind of get it all situated. Sometimes you just kind of have to talk about it, like out loud, like actually talk. So just thinking, I start chasing squirrels in my head. I could kind of get lost. So this has really helped me. Hopefully it helped you. All right, that's it. That's all I have. Have a great rest of your day.